Hello everyone. Today I would just like to go over with you and give you some tips and ideas on what books or magazines that will make nice paper beads. So I took a trip to our local thrift store in Glendora, and I found this book. These books are very common. It's called I Spy books, and there's just so many little objects printed all over the pages so that they make really nice paper beads. So, for example, this book I got for 50 cents at the thrift store, and it opens up to there's not a lot of pages, but as you can see, up to the edge of the paper they're printed with very colorful prints. And that's the neat thing about it, because as you know, when you cut and roll the paper beads, the edges are very important, because that's the last thing that you will see when you're rolling the beads. And this one's, for example, and I don't really feel guilty ripping this book because it had seen better days, but the pages are really nice and glossy, and that would make really nice paper beads. That one and this one. This is my favorite. Look how it has these little prints up to the edges of the paper. So we're gonna go ahead and rip the pages. This one is really nice too. You see, I think this is the Christmas page. So yeah, so there you are. Oh, this one too, look at that. So I might share some of this with you on my Etsy shop after I cut them, and we can make samples of paper beads with this. Okay, so all we have to do is rip them. So say, for example, I actually like this page right here. So what I'm gonna do is just, let me see how to do this. Yeah, just rip it off from the book like so. Okay, next thing, you will need a cutter. This cutter, okay? The guillotine cutter. So I like this too because it has this little squares that you can use to measure. So let me cut this part, the white part. We don't want that, right? Okay, I'm just going to trim the edge too, because it has that frayed edge. So now you have this paper. So either we use that side or this side. Either way, I'm sure it's gonna be pretty. So then we'll go ahead and cut it. And I don't want to go measure everything. We can just randomly cut it, I guess. So you will, let me see. You see it like that? So then you just cut little triangle strips from this. Okay, it's your first strip, and now the top becomes the bottom, like so. And then you just alternate by just twisting. Now that becomes the bottom. And I like cutting paper at random like this, unless you have some specific design. But let's say for necklace, for example, it's nice to have different shapes and size of paper beads. So just do this, and then you have a choice making that, rolling it that side or that side. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll some beads and see what the outcome is. Should be exciting. So these are the randomly cut strips earlier, and this one I measured them to be 3/4 inch at the base, and they are uniform. These are 3/4 inch, because if you want to roll 2 strips or 3 strips of paper at the same time, they need to be uniform in size. Okay, so let's try and roll the... I'm rolling 2 strips together using the bamboo roller. So again, the bamboo roller, I like it because it can roll many strips at the same time, and I came up with it. That's why I like it. Anyway, I'm sure you can use whatever you have, okay? Don't worry about it. You don't need anything. Just use your ingenuity, you know? And a lot of creative people are coming up with different rollers out there. So I'm not saying that you absolutely have to use this. Use whatever you have. That's what I do. Okay, I like the two strips because the bead is not like scrawny kind of looking bead. So this one is just the 1 strip. If you want that style, that's fine. You know, whatever you like. But I like chunky beads. So I would normally put glue in the front and in the back of your paper strip. Okay? And look how messy you can get with all the glue oozing from your bead. Because this is glossy, glue sometimes takes a while for it to grab onto the paper, for the paper to stick. Sometimes you have to hold it down for a few seconds like so. Okay? And just apply and cover the whole thing with the glue. So, and I have a wet rag somewhere here. Okay? It's for my sticky fingers. So there you have it. Okay? So that came out really nice, I think. Okay? What if we roll 3 And this time we'll use the back pattern. So somehow one of those is bigger, I mean wider. Okay. So 3, using the other side. Same thing. Okay. Now this is the other side of the paper, of the page, and it's kind of rose colored, pinkish. And the paper is glossy, and sometimes that's a challenge when you're rolling it because it can go all over the place. And sometimes I feel like I want to dip them in water just to soften them a little bit. Maybe that's another thing that I need to try. Okay. So this one came out nice. This is the other side of the paper. So just be generous with your glue. No harm can come out from putting, you know, a lot of glue. Okay. And again, like I said, you may have to hold it down for a few seconds before it can stick completely. And after, you can apply glaze. So I use Vibrance. I like Vibrance because, again, I came up with it. So yeah, that's a good reason to like something, right? If it's your baby, if it's your pet. Or, you know, use whatever you have in your area. You don't have to have Vibrance. You can even just, you know, just the glue. Just put several layers of glue, nail polish. This from the hardware store. There's so many things you can use. Okay, but just be careful and read the label. So this is the other side of that paper. So there you have it. I hope you have learned something today. Till next time, thanks for watching.